Spending fake money is pleasant, but paying for it is distressing. Welcome to sign 46. But then I have to apologize. In the last episode, I mentioned sign 44 as the last sign. As the last sign, it wasn't 44, it's rather 45. And so now we are going to sign 46 of the same sections, section 6 of chapter 22 of the Holy Quran. Namshi. Afalam yasiru fil ardi fatakuna lahum kulubu kulubun yakuluna biha. Let me take it again. Afalam yasiru fil ardi fatakuna lahum kulubun yakiluna biha. Do they not travel through the land, fil ardi, land, so that their hearts, into brackets, and minds may thus learn wisdom? May thus learn wisdom. Yakiluna. May thus learn wisdom. Yakiluna. Kulubihim, heart. Where do we take off? Azanun yasmauna biha. Aw azanun yasmauna biha. We've finished with the heart. Now we're going to the ears. Their hearts and minds. And minds is in brackets. In other words, the heart is connected to the minds. The heart is connected to the mind. May thus learn wisdom. And their ears may thus learn to hear. And their ears may thus learn to hear. Wa azanun, ears, yasma'una biha, thus learn to hear. فإنها لا تعمى فإنها لا تعمى البصير. فإنها لا تعمى البصير ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في صدور. Let me take it again. إنها لا تعمى البصير ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور. Truly, it is not the eyes that are blind. Truly, it is not the eyes that are blind. Basiru. But the hearts which are in their breasts. But the heart which are in their breasts. This is my breast, and the heart is there. So the hearts, you combine many hearts which are in our breasts. That are blind. In other words, okay, my own addition, that are blind. It is not the true eyes that are blind, but the hearts that are blind. But it's rather the eyes that are blind. Commentary 2825 is against hearts and in brackets minds. The word for heart in Arabic speech, the word for heart in Arabic speech imports both the seat of intelligence, so both the seat of intelligent faculties and understanding, as well as the seat of affections and emotions. Full stop. Those who reject God's message may have their physical eyes and ears, physical eye and ears. But their hearts are blind and deaf. And the heart you cannot see. That's wonderful. What is open, we are not working with it. What is hidden is what should be worked with, is what should be considered. You are talking with your mouth. But what is in your heart, nobody knows. And mind, nobody knows. That are blind and hard. But their hearts are blind and deaf. Full stop. If their faculties of understanding were active, would they not see the signs of God's providence and God's wrath and God's wrath in nature around them and in the cities and ruins if they travel intelligently? It's a question mark. That was note 2825 to sign 46. We now go to sign 47. ويستعجلونك بالعذاب ويستعجلونك بالعذاب. Yet they ask thee to hasten on their punishment. يستعجلونك بالعذاب, the chastisement, punishment, the punishment. They ask thee to hasten, and that is yastajilunaka. They ask thee to hasten. Ka is thee. Ka, the last part of it. Ka is thee. Yastajilunaka. Yastajiluna, ask. Ka is hasten. Yastajilunaka bil azabi, to hasten on the punishment. وَإِنَّ يَوْمًا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ كألف سنة فإن يوما عند ربك كالألف سنة. كألف سنة كألف سنة مما تعدون مما تعدون rather. كألف سنة مما تعدون. Yet, no, I've done that. To hasten thee on punishment, but God will not fail. I omitted some part. Let me see. I omitted this part. Walan yakhlifa Allahu wa'adahu. I didn't read that part. I stopped at azabin. From there, azabin, we go to walan yakhlifa Allahu wa'adun. Wa'adun, promise, will not fail. But Allah will not fail to hasten the punishment, but God will not fail in his promise. But God will not fail in his promise. Walan yakhlifu Allahu wa'aduhu. His promise will not fail. So while you are hastening for the punishment, God is telling you, wait, my promise will never fail. Don't hasten. There is time for it. وَأَنَّ يَوْمًا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ كَأَلْفِ سَنَةٍ. A day, verily, a day in the sight of thy Lord is like 1,000 years. Alfi Sunnatin of your reckoning. of your reckoning, ta'uduna, or no, ta'uduna, of reckoning, mimma ta'uduna, of reckoning. So 1D is like 1,000 years of reckoning with your Lord. Elsewhere, it mentions 5,000. Elsewhere, 5,000 is mentioned, but I think it all depends on the occasion, the subject matter. Uh, 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 let's see. Yes, there is note to read, note 2826. Note 2826. Note 2826. Uh, if God gives respite, comma, those to whom it is given have a real chance of repentance and amendment. He will not curtail his promise of respite. So God has given you time, but we are hastening for the time to draw nearer. But God will not make that time draw nearer. He has fixed it for you, and He will not take action until that period is gone. Ajulum Musamma, we've mentioned it a number of times here. Ajulum Musamma, until that period is a period of respite is gone. But on the other hand, He has promised to call everyone to account for his deeds. And thus involves, sorry, and this involves justice and punishment for sin. Full stop. This promise will also come true. It is it is foolish to try to hasten. It is foolish to try to hasten it. It is foolish to try to hasten it. Time with Him is nothing. Who is Him here? God. Time with God is nothing. We keep count of time for our relatives. We keep time for we keep count of time for our relative calculations, not for God's calculations. Full stop. His existence is absolute and not conditioned by time or place. What we call 1,000 years may be nothing more than a day or a minute to him. I love that minute being added because elsewhere it's even mentioned 5,000, like I said before. Mm. What, what we call 1,000 years may be nothing more than a day or a minute to him, God. Uh, that was note 2826 to sign 47. We're now going to sign 48. Uh, to sign 48. It's a direct continuation of the last one. 26 about a respite that I've talked about, the hasten of the time of punishment. Mm. Uh, waka waka ayin min kuryatin waka ayin min kuryatin amlaytu laha waka ayin min kuryatin amlaytu laha. And to how many populations did I give respite? Amlaytu, give respite. Laha. How many waka aina min kuryatan of populations did I give respite? Amlaytu laha. Wahia zalimatun. Wahia zalimatun. وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ. Did I give respite? Which were given to wrongdoing. Which were given, the respite was given to people who were wrongdoers. People who were wrongdoing were given to wrongdoing. And that's the question. ثم أخذتها ثم أخ ثم أخ ثم أخذتها ثم أخذتها وإلى مسير. In the end, I punished them. ثم أخذتها. I punished them. إلى المسير. To me is the destination of all. Of all is in brackets. Tuma azatuha. Then I punished them. Tuma ahastuha. Tuma I punished them. Wa ila masiru. Sorry. Wa ileya. Wa ileya, not ila. Wa ileya al masiru. Ileya to me. Wa ileya to me is the destination. Masirun. Into brackets of all, the destination of all the world, all mankind. And that was sign 48. It has a commentary, 28:27. 28:27. The argument began in chapter 22:45 is now rounded off and closed. 45. That's where we ended. Let's see that argument. 45. Let's do it in English. 45. How many populations? You see, it's going back to the populations. Population in 45, population in 48. How many populations have we destroyed which were given to wrongdoing? The same wording, probably, and more or less the same wording, which were given to wrongdoing. They tumbled down on their roofs, and how many wells were lying idle and neglected. There are so much cherished wells that provided them water were there for nobody to fetch or for nobody to use. And castles lofty and well built, they were all there while the whole population were destroyed. And this is echoed in 48, telling mankind not to hasten for the hour of judgment because it's so dreadful that no one can imagine. All your cherished items will be left and you'll be gone. It's reminiscent of of disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, and whatnot, where people die in big numbers, leaving their cherished items, houses, cars, and whatnot, leaving them behind. Or even ordinary death, ordinary death, ordinary personal death. You just die and leave everything like that. It's still this kind of ideologies exist today. Those who don't believe in God don't see why God leaves them to be to be doing what they are doing. A thief steals all the time, and he doesn't think that it is anything wrong because God doesn't mind him. But God follows him wherever he's going. He's just giving him time. God has only given him time to change. It's only then when the punishment comes, then they will reverse their idea. Instead of hastening for the punishment now, they are hastening for freedom or to get out of punishment. You see, so that is mankind. It has also told us not to hasten because what we call 1,000 years here on earth is like one day in God's kingdom, into brackets, or less than that, or 1 minute. So it might be what we call 1,000 years, maybe 1 minute with God. And so he doesn't listen to our plea, or yeah, listen to our plea to hasten our punishment. No. Mm. If you're an animal rearer, for instance, fowls, you see an egg is hatched today, you're watching, the fowl grows, and before long, it's adult for consumption, you go and slaughter it. The fowl thinks it has spent 1,000 years, but you know that it's only a few months. Mm. And so that is it. I think we shall stop here and at sign 48. It marks the end of chapter 6. We make it a short video. When we come back in the next episode, we shall go to section 7 to continue with the chapter 22. Thank you very much. Ilalaka Ibaba Uruba. May God bless you all. Till we meet again.